everyone. I am Jessica Koch, and this is another Profound Professionals interview series. We have been coming with and sharing with you for the last 6 years industry experts from all over the globe, and they can help improve your personal life or grow your business. Today is no different. We bring to you a wonderful guest, Megan Mary. She is a dream worker that specializes in the analysis of women's dreams to promote transformation, personal growth, and enlightenment. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for having me.
So dreams. My husband could probably talk your ear off for about an hour about all the crazy, wackadoo, amazing, weird, scary, exciting dreams that I have. I am constantly dreaming and I almost always remember them. It's very wild. So, how did you get into the space of dreams?
Yes, well, I've always been intrigued by my dreams. When I was younger, I had recurring both amazing flying dreams and, nightmares. And I always wanted to understand where we went when we dreamed, what they meant, why we spend what seems like half our life doing it. So
Mhm.
that was really a fascination of mine when I was younger. It wasn't, of course, my full soul focus until recently when I really became very ill.
Mm.
And when I was diagnosed with several chronic illnesses all at once, I started really reevaluating my direction in life and turning inward, realizing that I hadn't been,
Mm.
and started meditating every day. And when I did that, I really started to remember that connection that I used to have to the dream world, to my inner world, to my intuition. And it opened up a whole new world for me that led me down this path. And now I just want to share it with everyone so they can benefit as well.
So, what are some of the benefits that an individual can receive from really taking a look at what their dreams mean and how they might be working in their lives?
hmm So the benefits are endless, really. It's like any sort of personal growth journey. When you're connecting with your dreams, you're really connecting with yourself
Yeah.
because they are deriving from your subconscious. And we can discover so much about ourselves that we didn't realize about our experience, about our life, about our perspectives and behaviors, and just thoughts overall about our existence. And when we recognize those and really start to tap into that, we can integrate that into our waking life so that we live a more holistic existence. So we really start to shift our perspective overall. It can
Mhm.
also be a great source of creativity and healing as well. So there's a lot of applications.
I love that. And, I was just talking to my husband about one of the dreams I had. I was having and tasting all these wonderful foods. And I said to him, and I hope they were calorie free because I know how powerful our mind is. I know people who actually just mentally exercise and their body takes on a physical, formation in correlation with that mental exercise, right? So if they were doing bicep curls in their mind aggressively, the muscle then responds and the bicep grows even though they never lifted a weight, right? I've heard this to be true. And so I was thinking, well, gee, my mind is so smart. I'm eating all these great foods. I sure hope I'm not gaining weight and having calories in my dream because my brain is so powerful. If I could exercise and lose weight in my dreams, maybe I could also eat and gain weight. I don't know. I'm just I think there's so many possibilities with what the power of the brain can do.
Yes, and I really focus on the emotions very much so as the one of the keys to deriving the meaning. And so if you wake up worried about that, possibly feeling guilty or feeling afraid of that, then that is an indication of part of the meaning of the dream.
Right. Right. That makes perfect sense. So if someone decides to work with you, is this all one-on-one? Do you do group sessions? Is it workshops? Is it online courses? What's the experience of a person to work with you?
It's all of that.
All those things. Yes, to all of the above.
Yep. So you can work one-on-one with me. I also have a community called the Women's Dream Collective where you can take part in a group dream circle. I also have online self-paced courses where you can familiarize yourself with my method to utilize it for yourself.
Very good. So lots and lots of choices. So is there a tip that you would want to share with anyone about the dreams in general that may help them today?
Definitely start keeping a dream journal if you're not
Mm,
already.
I've heard
Be-
that, and I don't. That's terrible because I
Mhm.
have so many.
Yes, because you really can then better not only understand, but harness and put into action the information that you're receiving.
Mm,
And it doesn't have to be every single day. It doesn't have to be every single dream. For people who have high recall, it can become quite overwhelming. But
yes.
at least once a week, try and write one down, try and take some time with it as part of your quiet time, because it really can help you so much. And also, I find just journaling in general to be so therapeutic and so healing. So, journaling alongside with your dream record can really help with that reflection and integration of what's coming through.
So before we move into the next piece of our interview, is there anything else about you personally or your business that we didn't get to cover that you'd like to share?
Well, I also have my own podcast, the Women's Dream Enlightenment podcast. And
Awesome.
on there, you can hear live dream analysis.
Ooh, that's
And
cool.
yes, I do that. And I also interview women and that are willing to share their story of spiritual awakening as well as the gifts that they've discovered as a result of their journey. And I welcome all of those guests into my collective so that everyone can experience their modalities and share and seek and support each other.
Well, that's very cool. Very cool. Okay. So, one of the other reasons we started this show 6 years ago, and all of our hundreds of shows contain this piece, is we love and ask our guests to share with us a cause that's close to their heart so that we can take a moment as we're putting this out and streaming out to the world and putting this interview so many places. One of the things we can do in this bit of time is spread some awareness about causes because that can help. Maybe it'll inspire you to volunteer or contribute or just share it with someone who you think could really use the resources that this cause provides. And Megan, you had a cause to share with us.
Yes, so my cause that I'm supporting today is the Interstitial Cystitis Association, or ICA. And that's kind of a mouthful. So, for people who don't know what that means, it's otherwise known as painful bladder syndrome or bladder pain syndrome. And it's a condition that millions of women suffer from. And if you have it, you know what I'm talking about. And it doesn't have a cure. And so, it really is just something that needs more awareness, more attention, and more support from healthcare providers and researchers in general. And other women that are suffering from it really also need that community support with each other to be able to carry on with that condition.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in pain, it's very difficult to think or focus or care for your family or do your business or anything. So, if you know someone who's having challenges and is seeking really a solution, make sure that you share this podcast with them because maybe they can check out that cause and get some help. And we'll have a custom article that goes with this interview. So, wherever you're watching it, at some point, there'll be a link in the comments or in the chat that'll take you to all of Megan's details, including the cause that we're highlighting right now. Now, my other favorite part is we are building an ultimate book list. I am such a bookworm. See them behind me. They're all around me, actually. I have in my home that we'll be moving to in probably about a year and a half to 2 years on the on the ocean. It has a library. I am filling it with books. I just love, love, love books. So, do you have a book that inspired your personal life or helped you grow your business that you could share with us that we can add to our ultimate book list?
Absolutely. And your library on the ocean sounds amazing.
Yes.
So, one of the first books that I ever read about dreams was Stephen LaBerge's Lucid Dreaming: The Power of Being Awake and Aware in Your Dreams.
Mm.
And I was so intrigued when I found it and read it back to front and really just put all in on concentrating on achieving that. And it worked. And when I first was able to realize I was dreaming, I was all in. I was just like, this is the most amazing thing. I just want to do this all the time. And the applications and the possibilities are endless with that. So really what I love about that book is that he says that dreams are a must for those interested in self-development. And that really underscored for me this whole journey of realizing that that is the portal. That is one of the very strong gateways that we all have. And I have a quote from there also that I really love to use, and that's: anyone interested in personal growth can hardly afford to ignore the insights derived from a study of his or her own dreams. So
I
if
love
that doesn't tell you what you're missing out on, I don't know what does.
I love that. And I have had the experience a handful of times where I knew I was dreaming, which was cool. And I've had dreams where I felt I heard God's voice, and we had communication. And I've seen loved ones that have passed on and spent time with them there. And, I feel like I've been very blessed to have some really exciting and unique dreams. And I have to say this, I'll try to stay on the safe side of TMI, but my husband and I still dream intensely about one another, which we always share with each other. And I just love that. I mean, it's so good to have someone that lights you up like a Christmas tree so much that you're dreaming about them. We've been together 25 years. We have 7 kids, 7 grandkids. And man, let me just tell you, the sparks are still flying, awake and asleep.
That's amazing. Good for you.
I know. And I love that. And so tell us the name of this book again.
Lucid Dreaming is the main title. The subtitle is The Power of Being Awake and Aware in Your Dreams.
And the author was
Stephen with a PH, LaBerge, Laberg.
wonderful. The other thing that I am trying to master is a meditative state before I fall asleep with a puzzle. I want solutions and solving to happen. And I
Yes.
am like requesting some of the answers in my dreams. I don't know that I've mastered that craft yet, but I do think it's a possibility to receive answers from it. I know it works when I'm actually awake and meditating. That I've experienced. I've had it happen easily there, but I feel like it could be pretty deep and intense and powerful if I could get my dream subconscious engaged in that and recall the answers, right?
You absolutely can. And
Yeah.
I call that dream incubation or dream manifestation. And I actually have I call it a dream journey. It's a series of dream sessions that works on that ability. And so it really is completely possible. And that's the other value of keeping a dream journal, because if you're going to ask a question, you got to capture the answer.
Yes. See, Megan didn't realize I was so dreamy when she booked this podcast with me. You didn't, did you? I don't think you knew I was this into dreams, did you?
No, no,
I surprised our guests.
it is pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I love them. I love meditation. I have really in the last I've always been I was raised religious, but I always felt I was more spiritual and have developed that more spiritual piece. Not that there's anything wrong with religion for people who are comfortable with that. I just have and I still have some threads of it that I stay tied to for I just nostalgic tradition, I guess, childhood connection. But most of what I would say is my husband and I both have evolved to be very spiritual. And in the last, gosh, I want to say 5 years, probably, maybe a little longer, but somewhere around there, I tapped into this aha moment, which I mean, it might sound like a duh moment for some of you who are a little more emotionally intelligent or spiritually intelligent than me. But for me, it was oh, I actually have access to all the knowledge of the past and all the knowledge of the present and the future. And it moves in that an affinity space, right? Our energy is this, I see it as this like bright and powerful white light. We're connected to all energy of all existence of all time by the creator in general, whether you call it energy or source or God, whatever you want to call them. But I see this like super powerful white light that goes in that affinity realm when I want cheerleaders or champions on my side in my stadium, or I just need to bash down walls or remove blocks of any kind, or express and extend generational healing through my family, whether it's personal or financial or whatever it is we need. I feel like we can just, if we just focus in for a minute, we can tap into this conduit that's so powerful, like a roller coaster. You got to just hang on for dear life because it's beautiful and brilliant and powerful. And I told my husband, I said, oh my gosh, we have way better than Google. You don't need to Google the answer. We can just tap into the brains and the energy of then, now, and yet to come. And I think that's how new inventions and new things and the brilliant minds like Tesla and Einstein and all of these people, they were just really tapping into that future knowledge as well as everything that had come, so that they could in the present be that wow factor as a mind, as a solution, as a community member. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much, Megan. I usually make sure my guests talk more than me, but I just love your topic.
And I love everything you're saying. I'm like nodding my head incessantly. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So, okay. So you have a book coming up.
Oh, I do. Yes. And it's a fiction novel, and
Okay.
it's going to be released next year. But it's an inspirational tale. Halloween serves as the backdrop, and
Oh, cool.
it's a journey that really intertwines all of these things, the interconnected dimensions, dreams, magic. Um, it's a story about a woman. She becomes entangled in a realm of enigmas. She gradually deciphers the puzzle behind the vanishing of her eccentric aunt and unveils a captivating journey of self-discovery, along with following the path of spirit cat guides.
All right. You gotta love some cats.
Yes.
I'm always extra tied into my army of angels or spiritual beings that I feel like are directly assigned to me and on my side. But I'm pretty sure there's probably some great, spirit animals and other things out there of all kinds of energy that are
Absolutely.
just for us. This makes me think you must be a fan of, I just found it so fascinating. My husband and I have watched it a few times, the movie where they go down multiple levels of dreams. And
Inception.
yes, that's a good one, right?
I love that. And that actually was the writer or whomever was behind that came up with that from a lucid dream.
Oh, wow.
So
That is
that is
really
one of the
cool.
examples that I use as a piece of, a creative project that derived from a dream experience.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I mean,
love
it's so on point. for your space, right? It's just so fascinating and interesting. So, wow, this has been a ton of fun. Hey, if you have a talent out there and you are an industry expert and you can help improve someone's personal life or help them grow their business or just help them be the best version of themselves, then I think you should be on the show. Hey, what do you think? Reach out to us. We'll interview you, and you could be someone's hero today, mine and someone else's. If you happen to know, I bet if you're an industry expert, you might know a few. So when you do know a few, you should introduce them to us. Tell them to have a chance to be on the show, have a little fun, share what they're good at, and we will feature them, and you'll be the star of the show, you know? All right. So before we say goodbye, I don't ever let us go without getting one final piece of inspiration or information from our guests. So, Megan, what do you have for us?
Yes. So I would say something that my grandfather always taught me, which was the hand that gives is the hand that gets.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel that when we do that and we reach out and help others and open our hearts, that the energy then comes back to us with our own support. And so we're not alone and we can all help each other. And everything that I'm doing in this venture is a co creation and is a collaboration with all
Mm-hmm.
the other wonderful women that have supported me and that I've met along the way.
I love that. I always say, don't do nice stuff just to get nice stuff back, but it is a guaranteed side effect. The universe just works that way. So, I am your host as always, Jessica Koch. We are thanking you for following us for these 6 years, for sharing and helping inspire someone else's life or giving someone a bit of information they really needed today, all because you hit that share button. We thank you for that. And as always, until next time, I'm your host, Jessica Gotch. Yep, you remember. I know I keep reminding you, but just in case you forgot. But until next time, remember to be kind to yourself and kind to each other. Bye, everybody.